Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. Topping our newscast, Governor Kenneth Mapp called a press conference Wednesday with a big announcement. In addition to appointing failed fire services director nominee Eugene Farrell as special policy advisor to the governor on matters such as law enforcement and emergency services, the governor also named his latest nominee to the attorney general post. News 2's April Knight has that story.
Governor Mapp on Wednesday announced yet another appointment for the position of Attorney General. Attorney Claude Walker would permanently hold the position if confirmed by the Senate.
We want Attorney Walker to be very aggressive and assertive in his work.
Governor Mapp said he's directed Walker to focus on reducing crime, a mission that Walker himself said he's taking on with passion.
For a population our size, it is completely unacceptable for us to have the numbers that we post on an annual basis as it pertains to violent crime, domestic violence, gun-related crime.
Governor Mapp insisted that James Carroll, who was appointed acting AG 2 months ago, did not decide to leave. According to the governor, he merely offered Carroll a different position other than Attorney General, in spite of the fact that Walker's experience pales in comparison with Carroll's long and impressive legal history. Carroll has been appointed special counsel to the Attorney General. This is the fourth Attorney General in 7 months since the governor took office, each one staying for about a few weeks to a few months. The first one, Soraya Diasi-Kofelt, accused the administration of trying to make the Department of Justice the governor's own private law firm, but Governor Mapp said it was the other way around.
It was clear that her perception was that she would be Attorney General and then she would take that department and run off and manage it as if it was a government totally under her control.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Now, in the same press conference, Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter also announced a new service for taxpayers, specifically those owing real property taxes. The new service could make taxpayers' lives easier as well as make the flow of cash to the government more efficient. News 2's April Knight has more.
Real property taxpayers can now skip long lines at the Bureau of Internal Revenue and pay their taxes online. Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter made the announcement in a press conference Wednesday.
I want to congratulate my staff for the work that they have put in, the hard work that they have put in making sure that this system is, in fact, up and running and tested and is ready for the public to utilize.
Taxpayers can now go to www.propertytax.vi.gov, where they can get information from their tax bills to any credits and balances. According to Lieutenant Governor Potter, the online tax payment method benefits both the taxpayers, as it's more convenient, and also the government.
We urge you to take advantage of going online and paying your property taxes. The government of the Virgin Islands will get the money faster, and we'll be able to be overall in a much better position, and you will not be inconvenienced in the manner in which you have been in the past.
The announcement comes after some not-so-good news for taxpayers strapped for cash. The Senate passed Bill number 31-0148 that would allow Internal Revenue to issue the 2015 property tax bills. The second issuance allows the government to borrow more money to bridge the current year's budget deficit. According to Governor Mapp, his office has not yet received the actual bill, but he expects to sign it soon. For News 2, I'm April Knight.
Again, that website is www.propertytax.vi.gov. However, those with payment plans must still make payments offline through the Office of the Lieutenant Governor. According to the office, online payments are free and secure and can be made at any time, 24 hours a day, from anywhere in the world. For more information, you can contact the Supervisor of Cashiers for the St. Thomas St. John District. That number is 776-8505. For St. Croix, it's 773-6449. The VI government is trying to determine how efficient it would be to use electric vehicles in their fleet. Last month, the Department of Property and Procurement signed a memorandum of agreement with the Energy Office to use 2 electric cars for 1 year. It's all part of a mandate started by the last administration to cut the territory's fossil fuel use by 60% by 2025. News 2's Erica Parsons has the story.
The Department of Property and Procurement is trading in fossil fuel for electric power. The agency acquired 2 electric cars from the Energy Office.
It's a Nissan Leaf. It's pure electric. The range is supposed to be 84 miles on every charge.
It's part of a deal between the 2 agencies, so Property and Procurement, the agency responsible for the government's fleet, can see how efficient the electric cars are.
They state that on average you will get about 85 miles per charge. Here in the territory, I've been getting at least 100, 101 miles or so per charge on the vehicle.
And it runs on electricity, so it's emission-free. You're not burning any gasoline at all in that vehicle.
The 2 Nissan Leaf vehicles are on loan from the Energy Office for 1 year. Property and Procurement will have to monitor mileage and track the car's energy use.
The Energy Office has done some analysis, but what Property and Procurement's doing for us is the on-the-ground test. So we're really excited about it.
We're tracking the data from the vehicle usage. What I've noticed, especially here in St. Croix, is that the vehicle also has the capability of recharging itself if you're going down a hill when you're using the vehicle. That helps because we have the uphills, downhills. That helps to extend the usage that we've been able to get with the vehicle.
Now, if things work out and the government saves more money, we could see more electric cars in the government's fleet since they will be required to buy more Nissan Leafs. And Sandy, Commissioner Bennett says he plans to let every senator borrow one for about a month.
Well, the Energy Office was able to get the 2 Leafs because of a state energy program grant they received last year. One vehicle operates on St. Thomas and the other on St. Croix. Turn our attention to crime reports. Police continue to investigate a robbery. A victim stated that on Saturday, August 1st, around 9:15 p.m., she and her daughter were on the boardwalk making their way to the ferry. 3 young black males approached them and asked her to take a picture of them. She said she declined. 2 followed them. One of them grabbed her bag, but she held on. She said one punched her in the left side of her face, then they ran off. She continued to the ferry dock and the boat captain phoned 911. The suspects were described as roughly 16 years old, one dressed in blue and white shirt and the other in a white t-shirt and dark-colored shorts. Call police if you have any information. Also on Saturday, August 1st, Clement Bruni, 51 of Anna's Retreat, was arrested and charged with grand larceny at 1:40 p.m. after he allegedly went into the Home Depot, picked up a power saw valued at $250 and attempted to leave the premises without paying for it. Bail for Bruni was set at $35,000 and unable to post bail, he was remanded to the Bureau of Corrections pending his advice of rights hearing. The body of 77-year-old Spencer Stapleton of Estate Montbijou was found inside a white pickup truck that was found submerged in the sea in the vicinity of the Frederickstead Fish Market on Wednesday, August 5th at 5:52 a.m. The 911 emergency call center received the notification. Officers responded to the scene and confirmed the report. They were very successful in removing the vehicle from the waters. Ambulance services were summoned, and when EMT performed, no signs of life were found. And a preliminary investigation into the matter revealed no apparent foul play, and the case is being carried on as a DOA, dead on arrival, pending the results of an autopsy. Count on 2 to keep you updated. Turning our attention overseas, Malaysia's Prime Minister says investigators have a positive ID on the piece of plane wreckage that washed up on a tropical island off the coast of Africa. Aviation experts examined the 6-foot piece of wreckage at a laboratory in France and determined the piece of wing did come from the missing Malaysia Flight 370. The piece of wing washed up last Wednesday along a stretch of coast known for collecting debris from the Indian Ocean. A French prosecutor, however, did not go as far as the Malaysian Prime Minister with a confirmation. Keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. As we can see, everything up. The Dow up 10, NASDAQ 34, S&P 500 6. Coming up on News 2, our summer fun segment. Ever thought about sailing away it may be easier than you thought. Also, is there more rain in sight? The Big Island received some much-needed showers on Tuesday. We'll hear from our News 2 AccuWeather forecaster Bernie Reno on what we can expect. Welcome back. Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter advises the public that the St. John Passport Acceptance Facility will be closed from August 20th until September 10th. The office will resume normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Thursday, beginning on September 17. The temporary closure will not affect the St. Thomas and or St. Croix offices. Business hours. St. John customers may utilize the St. Thomas Passport Office for service from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Parts of St. Croix got a little bit of rain Tuesday night, and some residents were encouraged, especially considering the drought that's been in effect for so many months. Forecasters say that more rain is expected this week, but it's nothing to get excited about. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
The territory has been hoping for more rain to cut the drought that's been in effect for several months. Meteorologists say it's not likely to get any better, despite the fact that it's hurricane season.
The Atlantic Basin has been very, very quiet, and that is because of the strong El Nino. There's been a lack of tropical waves. Any tropical waves that have been able to push across the Atlantic have not been able to develop, and that's why we've had very little rain.
Parts of St. Croix got heavy rain showers Tuesday night, but forecasters warn it's not anything that will develop into more rain.
Well, certainly any rain is good news, and the rain that we had in St. Croix last night was good news, but unfortunately, I just don't see any organized tropical systems heading our way. So while there can be some rain this week, I'm not looking for a whole lot.
While the Atlantic is in the midst of its hurricane season, meteorologists who have been monitoring weather patterns say it's been a less than average season. They still warn, though, that a hurricane could happen at any time.
While certainly El Nino has limited the amount of tropical activity, I do look for an uptick in tropical waves as we get into the latter half of August and September. And even though odds favor less hurricanes in the basin this year, do not let your guard down. It only takes one.
Now time for our summer fun segment. We are surrounded by water, so why not take advantage of it? Have you ever thought about learning how to sail? Some say it's the most relaxing thing you can do on the ocean. You can take various VI sailing classes that give you the know-how to sail a 20-foot sailboat and larger boats with more advanced classes. You could even do an excursion where you actively participate on a racing yacht as you and your team head toward a finish line. There are a few sailing schools that offer sailing lessons and certifications in beginning, bareboat, and advanced programs. Most of the sailing classes include sailing in St. Thomas, St. John, and the BVI. Some of the sailing classes are taught in a 3 to 9 day live aboard approach where students are totally immersed into learning to sail and cruise. Weddings are unforgettable experiences, but honeymoons are just as important as the newlyweds start their new life together. A list of 10 amazing and romantic beach destinations were compiled by Tripping.com, the world's largest search engine for vacation rentals. And lucky number 7 is Water Island's Honeymoon Beach. And as you can see, the caption reads, it's one of the less crowded beaches in the area, and the secluded spot comes equipped with a snack, gift shop, and beach rentals. The sand is lined with palm trees. Number 1 is Coast Guard Beach, Massachusetts. Honolulu Beach, Kauai, Hawaii. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is number 3. Carmel Beach, Carmel by the Sea in California, number 4. Number 5, South Marco Beach, Marco Island, Florida. Number 6, Wailea Beach, Maui, Hawaii. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast. More from Bernie coming up next.